Y'all have heard me say this before, and you're gonna hear me say it again. You're gonna hear me say it a lot. You are not what you do. You are not what you do. You are who God says you are. And that is all. In all of life, we understand this. In all of life, we understand that the creator of a thing gets to determine what its identity is. The parents of a child name the child. They determine identity. The creator of a software determines what to call it. Oh, you want to make a computer and call it Apple? Great, you can do that. You're the creator. Oh, you want to make a software and call it Microsoft? Great, you can do that. You want to create something and call it Twitter? Call it Twitter. You want to buy it and call it X? Sure. We understand that the creator, the owner of something, determines its identity in all of life. But when it comes to men, we decide, you know what? I'm going to define who I am. I'm going to be the one that says, I am a doctor, or I am a student, or I'm a failure, or I am a addict. And God looks down and says, you can say that, but you are who I say you are. And if you're a child of God, then he looks at you and he says, you are mine. You are mine. Is that enough for you? Is it enough for you just to be God's? Because I'm God's and you're God's, and Joe over there and Ryan and Dylan, they're all God's as well. They belong to him. That's their identity too. Are you going to be okay to share that? Or do you have to be special? Because your ego wants you to be special. You are not what you do. And then the catchy saying is after that, right? You are not what you do, but you do what you are. Which is to imply that your actions don't create your identity creates your actions. And that is kind of true. I love those catchy sayings when they're right, but this one's not entirely right. You are what you do, definitely wrong. You are what, or I'll back up. You do what you are is not right either. It's really this. It's really you do according to what you think you are. You do according to who you think you are, okay? If you are watching this and you are under Christ, you are under the blood of the Lamb, then you are an adopted, beloved son of the King, heir with Christ. Christ is like a brother to us now. God the Father is our Father. He owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. He is going to provide for all your needs. We have a special place in heaven being reserved for us. Our souls right now, our life is seated in Christ with God, or with Christ in God. Well, let me ask you this. Do you act in alignment with that reality? Probably not. Do you walk with the confidence of a prince of heaven? Probably not. Reason why is because you don't do who you are, you do who you think you are. And that ego that wants you to be somebody and something different, something special, something somehow more special than an adopted, beloved son of God. You can't get more special than that. But the ego wants to be more special than that. The ego wants to create importance about itself, this false identity, as we discussed in the last video. You do according to who you think you are. What I want to talk about right now, as a side note, some of y'all don't think you're a man. Some of you have swallowed this lie of real men do this. Marriage turns a boy into a man. Some of y'all have unwanted same-sex attraction. Okay? I've spoken with you guys. I've counseled you guys. Some of y'all have been clients. Some of you feel emasculated. Some of you have low testosterone. Some of you are being lazy, and you've been lazy your whole life. But guys, if you're an adult and you're a male, then you're a man. An adult male is a man. That's it. You are a real man. Guys, I didn't go through any sort of initiation ritual. I wasn't shipped off to the Marines. I didn't kill a bear or anything like that. I didn't hike up into the mountains and my ancestors met me and said, Luke, cross the threshold into manhood. None of that happened. And I'm a man, okay? I became a man when I turned 18 because that's what it is in Western society here in the US, okay? I've always been a man. I was married before, as many of you know. I got married. That didn't make me a man. I got divorced. That didn't make me less of a man. You see? You don't get like downgraded manhood status because of something changed. If you have XY chromosomes and you are male, and you're an adult, then congratulations, you're a man. Hooray, you made it. Like, if you don't feel like a man, maybe it's because you're not acting like one. You need to start acting like a man. Some of y'all are sitting around waiting for like things to feel better or you to be ready. Guys, it's all live. Like, there's no practice. You're living your life now. The seconds are ticking by now. Later is not going to get better. Guys, the reason I moved to Hawaii, which is something a lot of people would love to do. A lot of people would love to move to an island and make it their home. Why do people not do it? It's because they're like, oh, I wouldn't do that until XYZ. Maybe when I retire or make a lot of money, or I wouldn't want to live there because, it's too expensive or whatever. I don't want to leave the family. I don't want to disrupt. You got one life, dude. You might not ever be ready to do what you want to do. Chances are you won't. The graveyard is full of men who were never ready. And then clock run out and they died. Never ready. Guys, I've rubbed shoulders with billionaires, multimillionaires. They never waited till they were ready. Okay? You think when David stepped out on the field of battle with a slingshot in his hand, having never fought anyone before, much less killed him, you think he was like, oh yeah, I'm adequately prepared, I'm ready for this? No. He said, the Lord is with me. He said, this is an uncircumcised Philistine and he's defying the armies of the living God. Someone should take care of this. I guess if no one else will, I'll do it. But he wasn't sitting there thinking about, oh, am I ready? Because he wasn't, clearly. He had no experience on the field of battle. Yeah, he could use a slingshot, but tons of other men could do that too. There's nothing special about being able to use a slingshot. Usually, when God puts the mission in front of you, you're not gonna feel ready. In almost every story you admire, in almost every story you want to emulate with your life, the main character is not ready for the thing they have to face. Because what kind of a story would that be if you were just only doing stuff you felt ready for? No, you live one time, bro. You will never know what you're ready for. You will never know what you're ready for unless you're pushing your limits, always. You only know what you're ready for when you fail. You never know what you're ready for when you succeed, because you're always going to wonder, oh, I might have been ready for more. You only know what you're ready for when you fail. And so many of y'all are sitting waiting to feel like a man, not thinking you're worthy, not accepting your identity in Christ. You're waiting around. Oh, one day, whenever XYZ and timing and money and blah, blah, blah. Guys, so much of what you want to do, you could do right now. You could step into it right now. You could take steps towards it right now. Even though it might be thousands of miles away, you could still take the first steps. And you could take small steps every single day. So for some of y'all, it's to the point where like, oh, I don't really budget my money because I don't make a lot, so it doesn't make a difference. What? Oh, I don't have a lot of money, so I'm not going to really pay attention to it. Guys, a billionaire has a guy who manages his money, who he pays more money than you have. And each dollar the billionaire has is worth less to him than your dollars are to you. And he manages his money. Why are you not managing yours? Because you're like, oh, later when I'm ready, when I have more, when I'm more equipped, when I have a better job, when I'm not so young. Your time, your fitness. You think that like someone's gonna come up to you and say, hey, you're ready now. You can start acting like the man you are. No, it'll never happen. Y'all should visit a cemetery sometime. I visited one back where I'm from in Arkansas, right next to one of the buildings I used to work in for the Walmart home office. The world headquarters. Funny enough, it's right next to a cemetery, like right on top of it. Like if there were windows, you would be looking out at graves. Took a stroll through, looking at all the names. People that lived, died, and then the people that knew them lived and died. And there they sit to be forgotten. And you got to ask yourself, did they really live? Or were they waiting until they were ready? Until the timing felt right? Don't settle, guys. I'm not. For the boys, episode 16, 17, I think it's 17. Appreciate you guys. See you next time.